Hello and welcome to Sympatry. This is Kai Chaotic, and today we will be doing the house build for the ground up Let's Play. As you will see throughout the course of the build, you may start to notice some strange things about this little house. When I conceived of this Let's Play, it was a little darker than I have let on thus far. I wasn't sure if I was going to go with the darker theme that I had first conceived, because I was like, well, it's my first Let's Play. Maybe I should just do a vanilla, normal Let's Play and not get weird right off the bat. But if you know me, you know that I am weird. So I'm going to do this Let's Play the way I originally intended. And that is with a play on words, much more than I have let on this far. Ground up actually has many meanings. This Let's Play is going to be pretty dark. As you know, if you've watched the cast for this, it is the story of Hudson, and he is an aspiring burger joint owner. He gourmet burgers. I mean, not just any burgers. He is out to make the best burgers in the entire upper Newcrest area. I don't know, what city are we actually working in here? I feel like it's a whole big city and these are just sections of it. Anyway, he is going to have the best burger joint the world has ever known. And that is because he knows the secret ingredient for the best burgers. So long story short, I will just come straight out with it. This is going to be like the Sweeney Todd of The Sims. The Sweeney Todd of burger joints. Soylent burgers are people. I know that is totally dark and very creepy, but this is just the story I came up with, and I really want to play it because I think it'll be a lot of fun. The premise of the story is going to be that before he can open his restaurant each day, he has to have somebody trapped in the basement. He is not allowed to open his restaurant without having a victim locked up in the dungeon, which you will see in the basement. And yes, that is dark and creepy, but yeah, that's apparently just the first story I want to tell. Why go in innocent and normal? Normal is boring. Yeah, I don't like horror movies. I don't watch horror movies. I don't like gory things. It grosses me out and it scares me. But in The Sims, it's not gross and gory at all. It's just a weird little story that you can tell without it getting gross and gory. It's just weird, and so it's fine. But yeah, so at this point in the build, I was trying to keep it in line monetarily, but I got carried away with the kitchen because I decided that the kitchen was kind of the main focus of this house. Like, the rest was all shabby and drab and cheap, but the kitchen I wanted to be amazing. And just before I went to put in the sink here momentarily, I ran out of money, and I actually made the house smaller trying to get a little more money, but it wasn't enough, and I did end up cheating, and I cheat several times to get money for this house. I do end up making it smaller here, and it stays smaller. I forgot to repaint the terrain, which is so sad because that was such an awesome terrain painting job. So I'm going to have to go back in and repaint that before the actual Let's Play. So I will do that. I will fix it. It'll be beautiful. Yeah, so this is Hudson's just normal little house. It looks so unassuming. It's just a quaint little house, but it hides a sinister secret in the basement where he has a cell where he has to lure people there. Because he's outgoing, ambitious, and confident. So he's very charismatic, and that is what he's going to use to get people to come back to his house so he can lock them in the basement. He doesn't have the evil trait. He doesn't have the insane trait. This Let's Play is not a commentary on mental illness. Hudson is not mentally ill. Hudson just knows what makes the best burger. And he wants to be the best burger business owner. So he does what he needs to do. Maybe this was passed down in his family. Maybe they've been doing it for generations. It's not a problem to Hudson. He doesn't have any qualms with it. So yeah, so we're just finishing out the kitchen here. Not really finishing it out, just putting in some details. I needed to get a bin in, and then I realized I needed, I wanted a dishwasher because it's going to get messy in there. He bought this house for this kitchen, or they've built this kitchen to be this way on purpose. Here I am. I don't know why he spun around there. That was hilarious. Here I am testing to make sure he can use the dishwasher because I had it snuggled in there with the trash can, and indeed he can. But this version of Hudson, sadly, is deleted into the nether because in all my money cheating, he actually achieved part of his lifetime aspiration. And that's wrong. So I deleted this Hudson, as you will see shortly. And actually, we will be playing with a brand new Hudson. Straight down from the gallery for the actual game. So yeah. So here I am putting all the little bits and pieces in the kitchen. Trying to get this where I want it. Took way longer than it should have. I wanted to kind of build it into the stove hood, but that didn't look right, so I just put it down there eventually. And I wanted it to have lots of kitchen stuff because, like I said, the kitchen is the focus. The kitchen is the most important thing to him. He really only cares about his kitchen. The living room is all disheveled and it's very plain, and it doesn't even have a TV because he doesn't spend a whole lot of time in the living room. The bedrooms are very basic. I mean, he has an air mattress. I mean, I have an air mattress, so I can't say a whole lot. I love my air mattress. Every 6 months or so, I have to buy a new one, and that's fine because they're only like $40. So I just keep buying new air mattresses because they're so comfy. So yeah, there's a little thing about me. I was just looking at the new, are those Day of the Dead items? Those are so pretty. I love them. I'd never seen them before. That too. I didn't know they existed, and they're so cool. I don't know how I missed them. But anyway, now we're going to make the, I think it's a cozy little living room, honestly. There's nothing wrong with this living room. I like how the couch is just on a slight angle. It's not quite scooched back into the wall perfectly. He just has this one little table with a, what is that? That alternate reality table. I've never seen that before either. Anyway, little stereo. So he'll have some kind of entertainment because I don't want him going, you know. Sorry, I got distracted watching my own build. Yeah, there we go. He just completed that milestone, so that's why he is going to have to be retconned. But yeah, so I'm going through and putting in the wallpaper, the same drab wallpaper around the whole entire house. I'm actually going to change the floors, and I think that those floors are super perfect. And these butcher mats, because he's going to spend a lot of time in the kitchen, obviously. Because he can't take his victims to the restaurant. He has to prepare the meat here and take it to the restaurant every day. We might put in a gameplay mechanic for that, where he has to do a certain cooking task before he goes every day too, once he has the people. And I don't know how we're actually going to murder the people yet, or if we're going to murder the people. I mean, that is kind of the point. Yeah, so I'll take suggestions on best way to kill a sim. Should he let them starve? I mean, that seems counterproductive to his purpose for them. Or should he take them to the restaurant? That would be difficult. I guess he could travel with. And we could lock them at the restaurant. Ooh, we could do that. We could lock them here until he can open the restaurant and then take them to the restaurant and make like a bigger set of chambers under the restaurant. Hmm. I don't know. Let me know if you have any ideas. Let me know if you think this is like too morbid and creepy too. I mean, I'm still probably going to do it, but I don't want to creep everyone out. I don't even think this is the kind of stuff that I, sit around and think of all the time. Like I said, I don't even watch horror movies because they creep me out. So it's really not. I don't know where this idea came from. His little bedroom with his dinosaur painting and his little dinosaur on the table. Maybe he's not quite as mature as he should be, which, I mean, that's fine. I'm not as mature as I should be, for sure. His bit of fun. All work and no play, right? Yeah. So just making it look kind of realistic for the character, kind of lived in. There's a hamper there with the clothes just thrown right next to it, because who isn't guilty of that? And here we are moving into the shed. It just looks like a normal shed. If you would happen to go in there, you would think nothing of it. The doors are, of course, going to be locked, so that will not happen. But should it, I mean, no one's going to think anything. It's perfectly normal. Everything is normal. I actually had to record this voiceover twice, which may be why I'm running out of things to say, and I'm getting tired. So, yeah, the first time my microphone was muted. Wah wah. Whoops. So there's the shed in all of its shed-like glory. And we are getting ready to move into the basement, and we're actually getting ready to move into the end of the video in just a couple of minutes. Just finishing this up, then moving downstairs, and I didn't do any screenshots. I'm trying to cover that bush back there right now that's sticking through, but I ended up just moving it, that ornamental grass. I ended up just moving it because it was a pain to try to cover it, and there was no reason it had to be right there. It's perfectly fine, just a little bit more forward. So yeah, so here we go. This is the basement. Just plain block with dirt floor. He doesn't really care if people are too comfortable down here, though you will notice he does have one of those little library book racks so that they're not too bored. I don't know why he cares. Oh, it'll be interesting seeing what kind of person Hudson really is. Because the whole point of Centipede is that the Sims, as you play them, change the course of the game. So it'll be really interesting. I was trying to get that door usable using that cheat, but it wasn't working. So you'll actually see Hudson get retconned here in a minute because I have to go out to the map. So I went ahead and deleted him while I was doing it, and came back in just straight build mode. And of course it was unlocked. So yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of a person Hudson ends up being, and if this is actually something he can do. You know, if his conscience bothers him, maybe he'll fall in love. Maybe he'll fall in love with one of his victims and he won't be able to kill them. I mean, all sorts of things can happen. And that is the whole point of Centipede, is that anything can happen. You have this game in mind, like this concept that we're coming up with right now. In the end, who knows how it's going to go? So that'll be fun. And I look forward to going on this adventure with you. And, I hope you will stay tuned for Ground Up.